Lee,
Yeah.
you sent me a thing a few days ago of a DSP pre-stream, right? When you said like the most disgusting thing ever. I didn't get
I think
around
I
to
said it
it.
was the dumbest one. It was the most disgusting. It was just, or maybe it was. I don't know. It was just the dumbest I've ever heard him. Do you want me to summarize it?
Yeah. I didn't get around to it. I wanted to, but I hadn't clicked it yet.
He was doing this thing. He was kind of like displaying how virtuous he was by like expressing how much he favored that they're making games for people with disabilities
Really?
or making a controller or something. Yeah, it was like, yeah, like you don't realize, like, people like you and me, we just like child's play. And I'm thinking, well, it is video games, it's like child's play. And then he goes, but this, I can't remember. The way she was saying, like, I'm going to tell you what I remember. This is not accurate, but it's probably not that far off. Okay. I remember it was like, I knew this one guy. I'm serious, guys. I knew this one guy, no hand or something. It was just like,
Jesus.
I don't know. He was talking about people like, the way he's talking about him, it's like
Quint.
He was like, I think he did talk about a guy who didn't have hands or something. I don't know. It's like,
oh my God.
He was talking about like, yeah, there's people out there suffering and, how much harder it is for them. And I'm so on board with whatever Nintendo or whoever is system that they have this thing, and he's just like, man, I'm so nice. I'm so good. Yeah, I'll tell you.
A little Foghorn Leghorn right there. I'll
tell you what my least favorite thing about DSP is.
Okay.
And I've told you before that I'd be down to do a DS positive stream where we say nothing but positive stuff about DSP.
Sure.
But that aside, at the moment, my least favorite thing about DSP, 100%, is that he has this opportunism type quality, like what he's like, kind of a opportunism, pragmatism thing where he thinks that he can befriend SJW ideology. Like he thinks that he can go over to that side of the line simply by saying so.
Oh yeah.
Like he could escape from the cutting block. And he's early on the list of cutting block people. And the way he like placates himself, what's the word? He ingratiates himself towards these people, this kind of thing, like almost like a crony.
Yeah, it's like he's prostrating himself in front of the audience, just like for your viewing pleasure.
Yeah. Here I am.
I will lay face down.
Everyone knows who he is. Everyone knows the way he thinks, and then he will say the things that everyone knows he doesn't think, including the people who want him to say it. And the people who want him to say it are like, we know you don't mean it, but that's okay. We just want you to go along with us. For now.
What a battered relationship, man.
It's basically when he talks about healthy food every time he eats unhealthy food.
Yeah, that's like the distilled version of what's going on.
Yeah. That's like the basic. That's like the.
Yeah.
Just the like on the surface level, not the deep.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all the way down and up.
Man, he's boring lately.
Oh, he has to be, dude.
He has to be boring. Twitch has castrated him. Yeah.
The rule now is entertainment is out. Humor is out. Free thinking, free speech, it's all out. You cannot be an individual. You cannot be different. You can't be wrong, which you should be able to be wrong.
Sure.
And then at the same time, if they're the arbiters of what's right and wrong, you also can't be right because they're not right all the time. In fact, of course, these people are right like never. But like on principle, that's the way it works.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of all the color that you would expect to see from like the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
As far as like, or even early YouTube when it was like the New West and people would post anything. Now everything is not just boring, it's almost insulting. Just how stupid it is, and also how contrived, how caged it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, DSP is super boring because what can he do?
Sure.
He cannot be DSP. It doesn't work out for his fans. It doesn't work out for his ironic fan base.
He was talking. I know you're talking bigger picture here, and I understand. I'm going back to DSP. I heard him talk. I think yesterday, the day before, I put on some DSP while I was doing stuff around the room, and he was talking like, and more serious than I'd probably heard before. Like, it didn't have that tinge of I'm trying to manipulate you into giving me more money. It had like a genuineness to it. It's like, I have to think about like what's next for me, and it kind of made me stop and look at the TV. I was like, what? like what? Like, yeah, and this was when the Twitter thing happened, where he did the not real gamers reviewing State of Decay thing, right? Or getting the game early.
This was before that?
This is right when that happened. And this is his like response, and it was like a little moment of honesty. He's like, yeah, Twitch shuts me down. I can't stream. I gotta kind of think about, where I'm gonna be going after this. And it was like
YouTube is absolutely over.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And I was like, holy shit, that was a strange moment for me, because that's like something we never thought DSP would say. And like DSP he's still gonna go down fighting. He'll be around for many, many years to come. But it's just like he's like the bad penny shows up. But it was, oh wow, DSP, huh? All right. That's the first time I've heard him talk like that. And then you look at his vlog channel, which used to have all kinds of crap on it. DSP tries it's opening loot boxes, walking and stumbling and swaying around his house aimlessly. Now it's nothing. Nothing.
What do you mean, it's all removed?
No, it just doesn't do it anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like
well, I don't. The thing is, I don't think you're allowed to talk anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what can you really say? I mean, he can't review a game. I mean, he walks a fine line if he gives a game a negative review, right? Mm-hmm. If he says anything negative about anything or anyone, he's kind of walking a fine line. Yeah. But then if you're saying positive shit about everything, you might as well not say anything about anything.
Boring.
And also, I mean, it becomes, there's only so many positive things a person can say about something. Yeah. And that means that if you gather all the people around, they would basically have a very narrow difference between them to speak. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, you wouldn't hear a new thing from one guy that you hear from another guy.
Yeah. And, and because of it, all the things that we like most about DSP, such as the detractors and things like that. I don't consider myself a detractor, but I like watching some of their videos because it's just like a nice digested version that I can take in without having to watch the raw shit. Like, now their stuff is suffering because it doesn't give them anything anymore. There's no new like fodder. There's really like, it's boring. The world of DSP. Where's his girlfriend? Zooty, where's Kat?
I don't know. Kat already left.
I was thinking about this. This is my little tinfoil hat moment about DSP. Kat ain't there anymore, bro. Like, she's gone. She's gone. She up and left. We haven't heard from her since that video.
Yeah, she's gone.
I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, he doesn't talk about it. Like, sometimes he'll mention it. I'm like, is he saying that just to like kind of float his? Yeah. What?
Well, yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, I understand totally what you're saying. Like, the last thing I heard him say was something about a day off to spend with his girlfriend type thing.
Yeah.
And I think it was placed around the same time as that controversy, the recent one.
Yeah.
Um,
On April 22nd, he did an Instagram thing where his cat made homemade chili from scratch. It's the best darn chili I've ever eaten. And it looks like dog food.
No,
But...
and is Cat in that picture at all?
link me.
Okay.
Is Cat in that picture at all?
No, it's just a picture of the dog chili.
Dude,
how lonely and sad would that be if he was just in an empty room?
I think that might be the
fake
case.
Lies and shit.
I think it might be the case. I don't want to think that. But
well, isn't that pretty easy to find out? Because it really does look like dog food. I mean, I bet it tastes fine, but
yeah.
No one knows her
Not
name.
Instagram worthy.
I don't. Is it easy to find out? No one knows who she is.
Well, no, don't they? I thought. They don't. I knew her. She had a YouTube channel and everything.
But they don't know her name. Cat is like. It's big. Like they don't know exactly who she is.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, like Cat is all she's known by. Yeah, they found a YouTube and they found a Twitter, but nothing's on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it's like her handle and that's it. There's no name. I mean, good for her. She stayed out.
Oh, you know what would be funny? You know that one. I love how all of our theories, or maybe it's only my theories, but they immediately presume him to be this fucking uber genius. like where he is the detractors, he is all the haters. He is this is how you don't plays.
Oh yeah.
Like he's literally behind the scenes making those, you know. That's anyway. The idea that he had a friend take a picture of him with some random girl in the mall. That it wasn't a weird. It wasn't a weird picture that surfaced. It was one that he manufactured.
Yeah.
That's a nice thing to think about.
And then you think back to the video where he's sitting with her on the couch and how like kind of scared she seemed,
Yeah.
Like David, like Larry David hires a prostitute to ride in the carpool lane. He hires a prostitute to come over and just look like a girlfriend for a few photo op.
It felt a little that way. Yeah. So anyway, my theory, half so, is maybe she's not there, man. We don't hear about her. During his birthday, he had that sad birthday cake thing, dude.
Yeah, I remember that.
Lee and I talked about that a bit. That was just like, that made me...
It was kind of...
made me feel bad.
What's the word? It was kind of pitiful.
And he's like...
But actually, some of it was fine. Overall, it was fine. It was just... what was it? It's like the lights and everything was fine. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, I thought the lights were fine. That's tax write-off, whatever. It goes with a theme. It kind of has an event for a stream, whatever. And frankly, adults, I think on average, don't celebrate their birthdays anyway, and they kind of should in some way. I feel like I should celebrate my birthday in some way, but then I kind of don't know how, and I'm kind of like, I just don't know. I don't almost. Maybe I eat something nice, but then again, it's like it's like Monday, So, but I remember what it was that was ultra depressing. It wasn't even the cake. That was overdone. That was like drawn out and stretched out but no, it was the noise horn thing.
Oh.
Every time I blew the horn, it was like tears.
The party streamer. Yeah, he's all alone. That's another thing. In that same video, he's like, it's his birthday. It's the day of his birthday. And he says, this is into my theory, my tinfoil hat theory of Cat ain't there anymore. He's like, yeah, Cat made me this cake, and I asked her to come in here, and she didn't want to join me for this. And I thought, that's really strange. She's been on video with him at this point. Strange, like, sit down and have some cake. 5 minutes.
Oh, wait, was she in video with him?
She wasn't in that video, but she had been in that weird, like, meet my girlfriend video at that point.
I don't know if I saw that.
Oh, well, you're in for a treat. I'm not even going to begin with that right now. But it was like, Cat's not going to be there for his birthday cake that she supposedly made him. I thought that was weird. That was really...
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I thought that was really weird.
I'll watch that later.
Yeah, she's very, like... There's lots of good memes in that video.
I got to see the real one.
There's lots of good memes in that video of her looking a little bit scared.
Yeah, she says about 2 sentences.
There's a great moment in that video, Lee, where he's introducing her, where she starts to he's like, yeah, here's Cat, she's real, and then like she starts to talk, And the way DSP looks at the camera and like nods, like, you see? It's so gross, dude. It's so disgusting. It's, yeah, you see, guys?
Is it on DSP Gaming?
It's on one of his channels. I don't know. It's called Meat
I gotta
Cat.
find it.
Meat Cat.
It's called
King of Hate Vlogs.
There you go.
King of Hate Vlogs. It's on that one.
It's really, it's kind of gross. The way, like, he does that thing where he scrunches up his face and, like, this weird, like, proud, like, yeah, looky here. Look what I got. Disgusting, dude. So anyway, my theory is Cat's gone.
I'm fascinated all of a sudden. I can't wait to see this video and, like, study it.
Yeah. Zooty and I did a video talking about that.
The way he puts his arm around her is so, like, first time.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really...
Yeah.
It's so, like, in the theater, like, is this, am I supposed to do this? You know?
Yeah. Is she gonna climax if I put my arm around her?
It's pretty good.
Okay, anyway, so your theory is, how long do you think she was there? Like a month?
I don't know. Like when we stopped seeing her pictures on Instagram, which is probably around March, middle of March, end of March.
Yeah, end of March, early April.
Yeah.
I think it's funny how, I tell you what, I do not understand. I don't mind I'm saying this for the world to hear. I do not understand the dynamic between men and women in this way. I don't understand how DSP, would you say, punches above his weight? Is that what you would say?
Like Cat's out of his league?
He seems like, yeah, but so was his last girlfriend.
True.
Now, these chicks may not be chicks I would want, but like, and then again, you know, maybe I'm looking, obviously I'm looking at it wrong, because in my mind, I'm thinking about character and stuff. You know?
Sure.
Virtue, rationality, intellect, heart, virtue.
Yeah.
And then DSP, it's like, what am I missing? I'm like, oh yeah, you know, big fucking house. I guess, I don't know. Like, yeah, I mean, money. I must be missing. I mean, that's not what occurs to me at first. That's what occurs to me after I say, like, what's going on here?
I think part of it is that DSP is kind of a great snake oil salesman.
Yeah.
And he's a good manipulator.
But women are smarter than that. Right?
I don't know.
I mean,
no, they're not.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Apparently.
They can get smart, but the way he gets them, I don't think they start off smart. I think Cat's from the little bit I know about Cat, I think she's a mastermind. Like, if my theory's right, she used...
Yeah, you think she's a super genius?
She used him to get there.
She's playing him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what we talked about in that video.
Yeah.
Like, he was the Airbnb or whatever?
Yeah. And, see, Panda Lee was so young.
Yeah, DSP robbed the grave and was able to pull tricks like on a naive Pinocchio.
Yeah, she had no idea what men were.
And then Cat has given like 5 rim jobs to 4 dudes.
Yeah.
So she knows how to operate.
Yeah. I think Cat's, and she's smart enough to stay out of the videos, even if she is still there.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's an interesting point.
Yeah.
You know what's really interesting about that, actually?
What?
Is that if DSP were not DSP, you know? Like, if he was somebody who is of better reputation.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, then it wouldn't be bad to stay out of the videos. It would be good to be in the videos.
Sure, like part of it. Yeah. Absolutely.
Meaning, like, and maybe I'm wrong about all of this because this is about their judgment, and I don't know their judgment. But for my judgment, if I was like, if DSP was, I can't think of anybody reputable. Who's somebody reputable? You know those guys, Captain and whatever, that do those videos?
Oh yeah, the guitars. Yeah.
If one of those were my buddies, like, hey, you want to be in a video? And I'm not a guitar player or something, but whatever, they want me in a video.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that sounds cool. Don't let me look like an idiot.
Sure.
Yeah, I'd love to be on there. Why not? That's cool.
Yeah.
I'll put it this way, right? We're streaming right now. You're streaming on your channel, and I'm in on it. And you're like, hey, you want to do this thing? Like, yeah, it sounds cool. I mean, I've done it many times before. I ask myself to make sure, am I dead tired? Am I going to be a total bore? Am I dull?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to, like, be a waste of your fucking time and shit and be annoying on your stream. But beyond that, I'm not thinking, like, You get what I'm saying already? Like, if I see you guys is cool, I see your stream is cool, I join in and have a good time.
Sure. No reason not to.
Yeah, and if I figure if she's like, it seems to suggest awareness of his less desirable qualities.
Yep.
It seems to confess, no, this isn't a stream I want to be on. This isn't something I don't want to be an internet meme.
Yep.
I don't want to carry this with me for the rest of my life.
And like,
as if her life is not with Phil.
Exactly. And she's done the YouTube shit before, so we know she's not camera shy. We know she's not video game shy. What's up, Zooty?
Did you guys ever see Sicario with Benicio del Toro?
No.
At the end, there's a drug lord, and Benicio comes up to the drug lord as he's eating dinner with his family, and he's like, "You're eating with your family as you've ordered others to die," and like the wife is just there, knowing that her husband's a drug lord, but despite that, they still hang out as a family. It's kind of like that.
Like Phil's worse than that because Kat won't even hang out with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then again, I mean, one has to be kind of suspicious of Kat. I mean, Phil could be the tame, gentle one in the scenario.
Yeah. Phil could be the panda lead of this relationship.
Oh, you're right.
That's my theory. She used him to get there and beyond, and leave him, and now he we all know DSP's pride is off the charts.
What would she get out of other than like a place to stay for a couple months for free or for little money?
I don't know.
Or that it might just be a weird fetish of controlling.
Free rent for long enough to get a job to get out of there.
Free dick to ride.
Oh yeah, great, tasty. I think she could get like a security. Like there's a level of security. You say it yourself all the time, Lee. You know, monkey got to jump from branch to branch, right? Like there's.
Well, I heard the saying.
Yeah. So
don't let go of one branch till you got your arm around another.
So like, that's how she gets there. And maybe she's totally not doing this. I kind of hope she's not doing this, but the evidence.
Yeah, it seems so. The idea of it is so
easy,
unsavory, that it makes you fear for DSP.
A little bit, yeah. And so we all
like, for all you know, she's kills him in his sleep or something.
Yeah, he did pay for her to move there. So DSP's a pride guy. So what? She gets there, she stays there for 2 or 3 months, and then she leaves when she gets a job and gets her money. She moves into a low rent apartment or gets a roommate or whatever, leaves. She says, "Phil, this ain't working out." He knows he cannot tell his fan base about this. After he hyped her up for months, a year.
So fast.
Yeah, he cannot tell his fan base about this. He didn't tell him about Panda Lee until a month or two after she had left. He can't tell like this would be devastating.
Yeah, he has to hold it out for like a year so that he can act like the relationship lasted a year.
Yeah.
Which is less embarrassing.
Yeah. And I hope I'm wrong. But part of me, I would say I'm 50-50 on it right now. Part of me says I'm not wrong. But that's why I think it's going on, because we haven't heard a thing. He doesn't mention her hardly. I mean, like what he said, hang out with my girlfriend because my Twitter is crazy. I'm just trying to get a rest from it all. Okay, well, what does that mean?
Whenever he takes time off, he's like, yeah.
And this is
what you're saying. There's no creative details.
And this is DSP. He tells us everything.
Like the other day, we went to the supermarket and this guy did something funny, and we both laughed about it.
Yeah,
it's like nothing like that.
She wasn't there for his birthday. She wasn't there for. We haven't heard from her. Nothing. We don't hear her in the other room, boofing around. We don't hear anything.
That's true, actually. You never hear it.
We never. He never leaves midstream to go be like, "Hey, man," in the hallway or anything like that. I remember shit like that with Panda Lee.
Oh, I remember on a few videos where she
bugged the shit out of him.
She would come into the stream and be obnoxious while streaming, and he would kind of ignore her, like in a way that's like
fucking get out of here, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember he was so dismissive when she came in a few times. It was like, it was cringe on both levels, because like she was cringy.
Yeah.
But then he was cringy on how he behaved to her.
Yeah.
But yet she was cringy too, so it's like it all makes sense.
It all fits. It's all uniform. And so my theory is She's alone. He's alone. He's alone. She's doing just fine. He's been used. He's been boofed. He's been goofed. And his pride won't let him tell his fan base that because he would never hear the end of it.
Do you feel the level of his quote unquote haters? Do you feel like it's a little over the top?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think DSP deserves the hate that he receives. If that's what
that's
you mean.
another thing. Well, yeah, basically. Yeah. I mean, one thing that I find kind of irritating is,
hang on.
What? What?
Source Zoshi says like she was a cat.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say.
Hater hate.
Oh yeah. Just how he does that thing where he kind of like kind of bows down to like the SJW type shit because his life is, his neck is on the SJW knife all the time.
Yeah.
I hate how his fan base will just immediately become SJWs if it's a way to be like, if it's to troll him. Mm-hmm. It's like, I get the impression that they're all opportunists too, like
Absolutely.
him.
Absolutely.
So it's like I dislike them even more because he's being an original.
And they're following a weird
and they're parasites. They really are parasites.
Yeah.
Like he calls them that, but it's true because like they don't have content otherwise.
Yeah, usually they don't. No.
And DSP is all his own content.
Yeah, he puts up a good hustle. Yeah, very few of
so
his
like when all those
detractors
guys start acting like they're offended and shit and acting like it wasn't
Jesus,
right.
It's the worst, man.
And it's just them being pussies because it's like they're just trying to be voices that will that some office dweller that doesn't know shit about anything like regarding YouTube or Twitch or
I remember
DSP.
The Sons of Kojima when they had their thing still going before they imploded. What a great bit of drama that was, by the way. Fucking A, man. That was some amazing drama. When they exploded and they sank, before they did that, Leanna left him. And of course, that's a huge point of they gotta swoop in, and it was fun and everybody was talking about it. Probably not fun for DSP, but they're on there doing their cast, the Sons of Kojima, and these are the same guys that are always pissing on Phil. They're always like, they're harsh, man. They were sometimes they were ugly. And I would sit, you put them on because there would be no better way to take in Phil. You're like, I want my Phil fix this week. And you put them on and you're like, fuck, okay, I guess I'm listening to them. And you listen to them and they would get real ugly, unnecessarily so. Well, when Leanna left him, no, not when she left him, but when she went to the hospital, you remember that? Mm-hmm. They were like, well, she's still a human. He shouldn't have treated her that way. These are the same people that would often call her the most horrible names in the world too. She's ugly, she's this, she's that, she's a parasite.
Like when she's with them, she's bad. I know what you mean. It's like it just changes.
Yeah, it's like shut the fuck up.
If they had a conviction of their own, they would turn against it if it was an opportunity to shit on Phil.
Yeah.
Their identity is actually more shit on him than anything of their own.
And then like not only that, but they would use like her misfortune, as to put themselves up. Like, yes, we're better. Yes, we're better than Phil because we care about her.
Oh God!
And I thought that was really great. That video is still up, by the way. If you want to go on the Sons of Kojima, it's one of their.
I don't think I could stomach it.
It's really fucking gross. It's gross. They're worse than Phil in that. And I understand Phil was the way he was because at that point they were probably broken up. He's like, I don't want to go to the hospital. I don't want to be her emergency contact. She broke up with me. So
yeah.
but they're like grandstanding. Oh, she's a human too, and you need to treat her with decency. And they had some woman on there Well, I don't know where they get a woman.
You know what I think I heard?
Who's a woman fucking watching DSP, dude? What the fuck? Where do they pay her? She's on there. She's like ripping into everybody about. We're not ripping into everybody. She's like preaching to everybody about Phil. You have to treat people right, and you do this. Your significant other. Of course, they didn't know that they'd broken up at the time, but still, it's like, do you not realize that you guys shit on her as much as you shit on him?
Yeah.
Stay consistent, at least stay consistent in your horribleness yourselves. So really kind of gross. You're right, they're parasites. It's
like a technical definition, really. I mean,
yeah.
It's not like an insult on their character. It's like their mode of existence.
Yeah.
It's what they have.
There's been
even these anonymous little names on like the Twitter, where they're, if I see some dude on Twitter and he's like who in reality would be a fan of Phil and also offended by his Isaac Hemler thing?
Yeah.
Those are whole different worlds that someone could watch Phil and be offended by that.
Yeah.
The only people that can be offended by that are people who you hand them this thing, go, isn't this offensive? And they go, yes. Not a fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
So I see the same thing happen like where with like this recent thing Phil did, where he just talked shit basically.
Yeah.
And now you're not allowed to talk shit anymore.
Sure.
Like, I don't know. And then you look at the comments like, yeah, Phil's a bad guy. He talks shit. It's just like they're talking shit, about how Phil's a bad guy because he talks shit. It's just no self-awareness at all.
It's pretty. The wheel goes round and round, I guess. He's a good old Phil. Of course, he's winding down. I'm finally feeling Phil wind down. Finally, maybe he'll get some second wind under him, but I'm finally feeling him wind down, and that's sad.
What do you mean by wind down? Like give up? Like be done?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it'll be soon, but it's starting. I'm starting to feel it. He's not making enough money. I don't think. I mean, I think he lied about a lot of his tax stuff going on.
Yeah, like obviously he's always made more money than he acts like he makes, right?
Oh yeah, and like, how do you not know exactly how many taxes, what you owe in taxes? That's IRS is very clear and concise about what you owe in taxes.
I can kind of see that. I mean, I pay once a year, and I don't really know how much it's going to be.
Really? I mean, when my taxes are done, it's like, bam, this is what you owe, and this is how you can pay for it. Exactly.
Well, well, for me, it's not like that at all. I imagine for DSP, it's similar, except DSP makes so much more money that I think he probably does it quarterly or something. I do it once a year, and it's like what are we on? We're 5 months into the year right now. Mm-hmm. I can look and see how much I made so far, and then I can go, well, what's 15% of that, and expect to pay that. But then it's like, no way am I gonna, like, well, first of all, summer months I make less than I do in winter months, so I don't know what my income will be in the summer.
But couldn't you call?
Never mind the fact that I'm gonna have a trip this year. I didn't have one next year, or like, I mean, I imagine with him, people release shitty games and maybe he doesn't get the views. People release a big game, or then there's more competition. Like he's competing with everybody else that's like a big name or bigger name, and how that works out. So you don't know what your future income is. You don't know. And then also you have all these like write-offs and stuff, And then not to mention, like, aside from write-offs, you have laws changing. Like and now, now the law just changed so much now that people before who itemize might just do standard deductions because the standard deduction was doubled under Trump. Mm-hmm. So my point is, there's just a shit ton of variables. What I do is when I get to the end of the year, I put in all my income from all my various places, everything, including album sales. And And then I go through, and I manually deduct a guitar pick if I took a guitar pick from the store and use it in lessons, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Everything. If a pack of strings for a student, boom, that's on there. And every dollar. And it takes me, because I'm so intense about it, it takes me at least a week where I dedicate my week to like, oh, I needed a screw for saddle heights on a Strat. Write that shit off. I don't care, what it is. Like, I mean, as long as it pertains to the thing that it's allowed to pertain to. Um, it's just way too. I cannot predict. I mean, I can kind of predict. I mean, I can say to myself, if DSP has made, well, then again, maybe he's made 100 grand one year and maybe he made 70 grand another year. You know what I mean? I don't know. But like a person can say, I expect to make within this amount and that amount. So my taxes, I don't know. Or how much did I pay last year? How much did I pay the year before that? And if I earn the same, it'll be about the same. Am I earning the same? I'm not sure.
But the thing with
the point is like, no, I don't really know.
But the thing with his taxes was they were back taxes. They were a finite amount. They were done. Right? So he, like, somebody already knew that he owed because it was a faux pas supposedly caused by his previous tax man. It wasn't about his current deductions. It was about a faux pas that happened that he owed on.
I imagine that. I mean, I've never been in trouble like that. God forbid, please, that anything like that ever happens.
Sure.
But like, if I ever got like a notice, like, hey, we're suspicious, we need you to prove you're innocent.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, essentially what they do. Then instead of like innocent until proven guilty, it's sort of like guilty until proven otherwise or something. I imagine he would have to turn in all of his records, and who knows how well organized that is, you know?
Yeah.
I keep all of mine in like.
Well, apparently Phil has
different folders and things. Maybe his are all online, or he's probably had a tax person all the time.
He has guys, yeah, he has guys that do all that.
So I guess he has to turn in that stuff to somebody, and that person has to. We're probably talking what, 5 years or something, or 3 years, or how many years are we talking?
However long he's been in Washington. So his story goes.
How long has that been?
Zooty.
Oh, I can't remember that.
What, 2014?
Maybe.
4 years?
So
3 years?
So say that 4 years, he has to hand over 4 years of paperwork. What I do, it takes me a week for a year with my tiny little thing here.
Yeah.
He must have to, so he hands over for like 4 years worth of stuff.
Now, he said himself that this was his state taxes, not federal.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it would take 6 months.
No.
You know what I mean? Or whatever.
The thing to me is that his story...
Sooner or later, they're going to tell you, oh, you're going to owe about this much. You owe
this much, and I assume it wouldn't take as long as it did, and he wouldn't be in the dark up until the very last moment, which is what he claimed.
Did he ever give a reveal of how much it was?
He gave, like, vague reveals of how much it was, and it changed. It changed, like, oh, I owe $5,000. Oh, I owe $10,000. I don't know exactly what it was, but his story was, like, all over the place. And at some point, you start thinking, okay, well, this is kind of like what he did with the camera a little bit. Like, maybe he had a tax problem, but I think he was using the tax problem to get more than he could. I think, if you remember the camera, it's like, okay, I need however much. I don't remember the amount, so I need $300 to get a camera. And then people would send him money. And he'd say, no. I need 300 more. Like, it just kept, like, for whatever reason. Like, okay.
Yeah. I'm sure it wasn't 100% like, obviously, I'm sure it wasn't 100% like all on the up and up with him. I mean, he got in the situation by not being on the up and up.
Yeah.
So, and in his whole history of not being on the,
Mm-hmm.
So, no, I'm sure there was some,
shenanigans,
tomfoolery going on.
Yeah.
I can definitely. I mean, look how he's not a guy who lives within his means, or I mean, maybe he does because obviously he's still alive. But it's like the thing is, if I made $100,000 a year, the first 3 or 4 years would probably be the same with a few more expensive guitars or something. You know, I guess at this point in my life, I with $100,000, I'd much more easily working out some kind of scenario with a family or something by the time I'm 35 or something.
Yeah.
But like, my point is, like, it's not like I made $100,000 this year, I better spend 95 of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Except maybe in business, because then it's all write-offs, you know, majority of it. So, my point is, like, if suddenly he owes half a year's income, you know, he doesn't strike me as the type of dude who just keeps half a year income laying around.
Yep. Yep.
So I think the fundraising is probably legit. And then there's the element where the more you fundraise, the more you owe. You know, I mean, I really don't understand how a person gets out of that kind of debt. Like the debt where paying back the debt causes more debt.
Sure.
There's nothing quite like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's a thing, huh?
It's a whole thing, and it is what it is, as DSP would say. It was as it was.
As it were.
As it were. You think? Honestly, it's hard for me to imagine him ever stop doing what he's doing, though. Even if things crumbled around him so hard that he had like,
jeez, Ash,
was making like $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he was making $1,000 a month, I have to imagine he'd move in with his folks and make $1,000 a month doing that. He's not going to like go in an office again or something.
Yeah.
Imagine him going to hand his application somewhere. He's like, so what's your work history? It's like, oh, I was a YouTuber for 10 years.
Yeah, he'd have to go entry level. Maybe he gets something a little better because of his business degree that probably exists, though there's some doubts floating around out there. But
it's like it basically, he did actually run a successful business for 10 years.
Yeah.
But then if he's going to them after 10 years, it's not successful. And if they research it, it's like 99% hate.
Yeah.
So a successful business is like #1 most hated man, you know?
Yeah. I'm an expert at being a shithead. Yeah. No, you're right. Like, I can't imagine him getting hired by somewhere that is what he would want.
I don't think anyone would ever really appreciate how he's nowhere near as dumb as he looks.
No.
And acts like his ambience that he carries with him.
Yeah.
Is goober 100%. But inside, he's crafty.
There's something there. Oh, he's absolutely crafty. I said
he's kind of got this like Ferengi quality.
Yeah.
Like an example is how he really does know how to somehow, or maybe he's just the animal that the internet needs and wants, but like, or wants, doesn't need, I guess. But like the fact that he did that KO Gaming and then like posted a video and it got like 1 million views, and it was like, KO Gaming, like DSP's, you take away all his channels, he'll make a new one and he's gonna get a fucking 1 million views on it. Like,
yeah,
you can't. He's like what people used to say about, like, you know, you take away a rich man's money, give him a year, give him 5 years, whatever, he'll be right back where he was. Because it's the type of person.
Yeah.
And yeah, I see him doing this basically for the rest of his life. Not to mention his fan base will get older too, you know? And if he's an old man doing this shit, well, other old men are people who played video games that he played when they were a kid too, and they'll relate to him in the way they won't relate to a quote-unquote Muppet. You know?
I could be. It could be.
I think he would choose doing what he's doing now for $1,000 a year over doing something that both affects his pride and also more effort.
Yeah.
And everything else, like for 2,000 or 3,000.
Yeah.
And obviously, I mean, imagine doing something that you hated and everything for like 3,000 a month, which is define income, obviously, but after you were just making like whatever, fucking 15,000 a month playing video games or whatever.
Yeah.
And he doesn't talk about his car anymore.
No, it doesn't. Well, he got a different car.
That's my point.
Yeah.
He doesn't talk about it. In fact, I remember watching a clip where he's like, "None of your business." Like he answered a question like that.
Yep.
I was like, "What is it? Who is this person that's in DSP's body saying none of your business?"
Yeah.
Like, and at this point, it's funny. His whole rigmarole has gone to such an extreme that you don't know if he's not telling you what the car is because it's a cheapo shit car and he's like too prideful to say, or more likely it's a fucking fancy ass car and he can't say it because it counters his narrative of being like in need mode all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's funny. He's being dwindled in his personal life due to his own deeds. He's being dwindled professionally due to like this dark cloud in our culture.
Yeah.
It's like affecting YouTube and everything else. And so it's like, he's just pretty soon he's going to be a voice that we recognize. It's not going to be the content of the man's mind that we recognize.
Yeah.
He's going to be narrating actions pretty soon. I jumped in the thing. I move it. Oh, I crashed it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the guy shot me. I shot the guy. There's not going to be any more like, oh yeah, I grew up around lots of black people.
What an asshole. That? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just gonna be, and then the worst thing's gonna happen, which is we'll hear when we listen to DSP, we'll hear the voice of something we remembered, but the people who will come after, they won't even have that. And I don't just mean his voice. They won't have. There will be no memory of controversial personality.
Yeah.
Everyone else will just be these are fucking cookie cutter drones,
Yeah.
Generic, say what I'm supposed to say. I miss the old DSP, man. Even the happy-go-lucky kind of child DSP that started his DS thing,
Yep. Yeah.
If you want a wholesome experience, you go back and watch his Final Fantasy whatever it was, 4 or whatever. I remember something. I remember when I was on a stream there, I was looking at some old game and I said, I saw you got a couple of old Final Fantasy playthroughs. Which one of these you recommend? And he's like, he dove into like this one, blah blah blah. I think whatever it was 4. I think it's like that's without it, like any doubt, basically in his opinion, the best Let's Play he's ever done. He said it was so good that people have considered it like a guide, a walkthrough. And I watched. I didn't watch the whole thing because somehow I got distracted near the end, but I watched most of it, and kind of like one of those things where you put it on while you start to fall asleep type thing. And he's like, he moves the camera and shit, and he does like voice acting for all the characters just because it's just a whole different human being. It's not the same person even. It's interesting. You still here, Zooty?
I'm always here.
All right.
What you need.
Jeez. Well, maybe something will happen where he can get back to it.
All I know, I agree 100% with something you said a while back, which is I'm ready for the next season.
The next season, yeah.
This season's over. Almost like we're in between seasons, and right now we're just getting commercials.
This season sucks. They killed off the new character way too early.
Yeah. Or did they?
Yeah, maybe it'll be back. Zooty, have you heard the weird shit with Tevin?
Tevin, oh yeah.
That's weird.
What? Are you talking what?
Do you know who Almighty Tevin is?
Yes.
And
I think it was Sarah Satoshi told me that all of his face was in all of DSP's.
Oh.
Icons.
Did you know about this?
Yeah.
That was funny. Yeah, that was funny. Somebody.
Oh, and I saw the pictures. That was funny.
Yeah, that's good.
He was accused at his job, where he worked at a college at LSU, of poisoning a woman that worked there, even though he's never worked with the woman or knows the woman. It was just some bitch was like, I think you poisoned me, because she believes that he put bleach in
ammonia
in her drink to in a break room that not only he is allowed, it's unlocked room with other people that go in the break room, and he was accused of it, and he quit because he just can't work there anymore. And then the cops asked him all this shit, basically trying to make him confess to something he didn't do, which is a total cop move. They try to pull those mind games on him or whatever, but like, he's not in trouble really, but he had to quit his job basically because some random dumb bitch accused him of poisoning her, even though he had no motive.
So he had to quit because he couldn't, like,
you can't go back there again. You just can't go back after being accused of that and work with those people, was his reasoning. And after all that shit, it's like you can't work on campus after this accusation that wasn't true.
So you know about this obviously because he's talked about it, right?
Yeah, he talked about it. I know it's LSU because you can look it up, because I know he lives in New Orleans, and LSU is they're near there.
Oh, so you looked up the newspaper on it?
Yeah, because there's an article like, LSU employee gets accused of whatever.
I have mixed feelings.
What do you think, Max?
I don't think he did it, but I think he took many missteps along the process. I think he was impulsive. I don't think he should have made the video.
What video?
The video he made, like, detailing the day of, or at least if he made the video, there should have been like there's like.
It's like the first thing your lawyer tells you is to not talk about it.
Yeah, silence. You have the right to silence. You have the right to remain silent. I think that would have been his smartest choice. And he gets all amped up, and he comes home and he makes a video. And I think that was I mean, I'm no lawyer, I don't know, but I just think that that's a poor move.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was very, like, you could tell he was angry. And
yeah, it kind of sounded pretty fucked up what happened. I believe it because it's just,
yeah.
The psychology.
Do you remember the name of the video?
Worst day ever, all one word.
Oh, there it is. All right.
But yeah.
I mean,
not fun.
If it is like, and I really don't think he did it. Again, I could be wrong.
What a weird accusation.
It is weird.
Did they give any motivation? Did the lady say why?
No, he doesn't even know who the lady is.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they worked in a different department, different
He
floor.
he didn't see her again after that.
So he's been accused. That reminds me of that story I told you. Anyway, so some lady he doesn't know accused of some crazy shit and no motivation.
Yeah. Yeah. Because she smelled ammonia, she didn't taste it or anything. That he said. Of course, it's all taken by word. So there's two sides to every story, And, you want to believe Tevin because I like his DSP videos. But it's like you want to be objective.
Yeah.
You want to know. And he was very impulsive. He was very angry. And if he's wrongfully accused, rightfully so. But I think he took a misstep with making that video. And he should have remained silent.
Yeah.
But he's watched too much DSP. It got in his blood. Now he has to tell everybody everything.
Yeah, like he shouldn't have done that, I don't think.
Well, I mean, okay, when you looked at the news story from the thing, is there any public record of her accusation?
I don't know. I haven't.
Where's her YouTube video?
Yeah, right.
I mean, this obviously does not check out. Like, yeah, nobody I don't know accused me of poisoning them for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, even the accuser has to be like, there's a reason to suspect him.
Yeah.
And if they don't even know each other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've listened to him for a long ass time, right?
Yeah, since
2015. Is there anything abnormal about him?
No.
Your detection?
No. I mean, I don't know everything about him. Not nearly.
I mean,
But
who would be more likely to poison somebody, him or DSP?
um, jeez, I don't think either of them would.
Yeah.
I definitely don't think DSP would.
Yeah, I don't think Tevin would either.
It would send fire tweets.
Sometimes though, and this is very rare, and I can't cite a certain instance, but sometimes you get a tinge of strange anger from Tevin,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes away, and you're like, huh, interesting, and that's kind of
Really,
yeah. And but I'm not saying he poisoned anybody. I'm just saying like that's the only thing as far as the question you asked me that I can give an answer with.
what does he do for a living at this college?
I don't know.
He worked at some.
Sounded like he was a nurse or something similar like that.
Some
a transporter, maybe
chemical thing. Something.
Oh, so he actually works with chemicals.
He worked. Past tense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does he do now?
Nothing. I was not working. I mean, this just happened, so.
DSPologist.
Amen.
DSPologist. DSPology. Maybe DSP psychiatrist. DSP psychiatrist.
DSP tries
Triachist. Triachist.
Wow. Well, shit.
DSP Patriot.
Don't hurt yourself. Want to talk about Kurt Cobain again?
No, anyway, no, I didn't hear about that. How old is this? May 10th, this video, I guess.
May 10th, yeah.
April, May.
Yeah.
What we have now? March?
No, we're still May.
It's
May 20th.
Oh,
almost.
Today's May. Oh, okay.
Today, well, this entire month is May.
Oh, okay. No, just today. It's a one-day only sale on May. So that's new as hell, man.
Yeah.
God, the world moves so fast, doesn't it?
We just keep on spinning Back to the Future. I'm just trying to catch up, you know what I'm saying?
So that's interesting. Yeah.
Has he ever talked about it since that video?
No. Well, he's streaming right now. That's interesting. So maybe you can go in and ask if you really want to.
Hey, I heard you poisoned that lady.
This is.
So
I don't know him. Like I don't know. Like I've watched like 10 minutes of his Twitch channel, and it's like I don't know his personality. Like DSP, you could.
Oh yeah, you can pick it up.
You know
fast.
what you can say, what you can't say.
Yeah. Yeah, he seems okay. He seems like even-headed, I guess.
Does he stream more now that he's?
Yeah. Actually, he's always been kind of a streamer, as far as I know. I've never watched anything not DSP from him, because it doesn't interest me.
I just clicked on his channel. It's got like there's some weird DSP video I'm watching.
Yeah.
No speaking, just weird overlays and GIFs, I think. Oh, it's a pre-stream.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know anything about him beyond the DSP videos, and like you said, that's at least he tries to do other stuff, unlike some of the others. But obviously, that's his main pull. That's his unexplained YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I understand that burden, but it was really weird to hear that. Like, oh, odd.
Like it's weird that your drama, like the guy you go for your DSP drama, has drama of his own.
Yeah.
Everyone always has drama.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I want updates. Let me know on everything. It's interesting.
Yeah, I guess.
Has Panda Lee resurfaced yet?
No, she's gone. I've been right about all my DSP predictions, by the way. Every single one of them, I've been right. And my next one is she either never surfaces again, or she surfaces in the future and it's on a Facebook or a Twitter or something, and she doesn't mention him, and any mention of him, she blocks you. She doesn't want a part of it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. She's done with him.
Don't you find it strange that she doesn't have social media?
No, I don't. After the shit she's been through because of being with Phil, no way.
It's interesting to me that like her entire life is not what it would have been.
Yeah. It's weird. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? No, I don't blame her for not having social media because, I mean, people hated her more than they hated him at points, it seems. When she first came on to the DSP team, like they were, get rid of the girlfriend, Phil. She's annoying. Meh, you know. All the things you could talk about Pandely. No, I don't think it's weird at all. I mean, I'm barely on Facebook. Sabrina isn't on Facebook. She just has Instagram. So I don't think it's too weird.
To me, the idea of someone like her personality, her age, and all that, it's very striking that they wouldn't be on social media. Like, what is she doing with she's not on social media? How does she interact with all of her friends, you know, and like what do her friends think about the fact she's not on social media?
She's probably having a better time without it.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah. It probably is, you know, like, oh, she doesn't have to worry about checking it every morning. Like, whatever, man. I can go out. I can do stuff.
You know what's funny is like how many of my friendships require not necessarily social media, but the internet, like us, you know?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But literally, I mean, like, most of my friends don't live in my city or my town for that matter, you know?
Yeah.
And I think about what would my life look like if I didn't have internet? And aside from, like, all the extreme wealth of being able to, like, look up cool YouTube videos and actually access to music that way and stuff, I wouldn't want to give that up, really. In fact, I don't utilize it as well as I should. I should be able to pull up videos and start transcribing stuff right then and there, looking at, you know, being able to see what they're doing and everything, and I don't. And but immediately what you see is like you're just in this empty room, and it's like you're confronted with all the constructive things you could be doing.
Yeah.
Like origami. Or maybe not.
I'm gonna tie it up in about 5 minutes.
That sounds good.
So
it's like almost 4 in the morning.
So that's fun. Any last words?
Just remember, we're meat being shoveled to a grave. And just make sure there's some onions to take with you into that dirt nap.
Holes?
Yes.
Keep the lizards away?
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I'm dig you up. Good 80s.
Good 80s. Good 80s. Good 80s. Good 80s. All right, Lee.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm done.
All right, guys. We'll see you. We'll see you on the next Flippy Floopity.
next week. Exactly. This we're like clockwork. Swedish clocks.
Swedish clocks. Yeah.
All right, guys. Glove and wave. Peace out. And I'll see you next time. I almost just ended a Skype call and left it streaming. Whoops.
Nice.
Other way. All right, guys.